Go now to our Weather Authority Chief Meteorologist Dan Cianca looking at conditions around the wildfires for us.
Yeah, the good news, Aaron, is we didn't see a lot of heat off of these fires again today. The CZU complex pretty quiet. In fact, Ben Lomond Mountain, which is right about here, picked up 0.04 of an inch of rain this evening. Some good news there. Certainly not enough to douse the flames of any hot spots, but we'll take anything we can get, and obviously the lack of any other major issues today. The higher humidity, like you're saying, 87%, 68 degrees. These are much cooler, more moist conditions than we've seen at any point in time since this fire began. So I do expect further cooler, moist conditions across the fires over the next week or so. Let's take a look at some wind speeds, though. We did see the wind picking up to 16 miles per hour this last hour, so we don't want to see wind necessarily, but at least it's cooler and more moist at the moment. Carmel fire 71 degrees, 63% humidity. East-northeast winds very light at the moment. In the river fire 73 degrees, 54% humidity. We have a much more humid air mass that has come in from the south, and those south-southwesterly winds have got up to 9 miles per hour. One area that has seen a huge reduction in temperature is the Dolan fire. Now, earlier this week, we saw this fire burning above 2 to 3,000 feet in elevation in this extremely hot, dry layer where it was still 90 degrees at times in the nighttime. Right now, we're down to 70. It's moist, 82%, and we're looking at calm winds. So some good news there. There was a little bit of heat off of this fire today on both its south and north flanks, but luckily, we are continuing to see some cooler and more moist conditions. Right now, air quality looking okay for many locations. It's still very unhealthy in the San Lorenzo Valley. All other locations reporting moderate air quality. Monterey, not on the map, reported good air quality this hour. The moment temperature is pretty mild. We're in the 60s. It feels a little bit tropical, if not just humid out there tonight. And we'll experience that for the next couple of days as well. Still a few showers moving from south to north across the region. Again, there is still a limited lightning threat tonight. I think for the most part, we won't see much. If anything, maybe one more bolt. In fact, this shower threat should slowly wind down here over the next couple of hours with some clearing by tomorrow morning. But you may get a couple more raindrops tonight, maybe a brief gust of wind. And again, there still is a chance of a lightning bolt. But I don't expect anything widespread. FUTURECAST showing this round moving out. Patchy low clouds around the bay tomorrow morning, but I think we'll start the day mostly sunny tomorrow, just a little bit on the hazy side. Then the next little wave comes through. You can see it reflected in the model as this band of clouds tomorrow by 5 p.m. This may have a shower or two embedded in it, and within those showers, it's possible we could have a brief gust of wind or lightning. But as I mentioned, the main threat really was tonight, and we seem to get through it fairly unscathed, which is some good news. It just will continue into tomorrow in a very isolated manner. As we look at our temperatures tomorrow, let's go through these pretty quickly. We're going to see some cooler weather for the most part, especially inland and up in the hills, 70s and 80s in the Santa Cruz Mountains, and then comfortable 70s down along the coast. East shore of the bay, all in the 60s tomorrow, but still around 90 degrees in Gilroy, so we will find some heat inland near the SCU complex, which was going pretty good today throughout the day still. Over to the peninsula, highs mostly in the mid-60s to low 70s. Should be a beautiful day in Monterey, actually, perhaps even less hazy than it's been recently. And then farther south, the Salinas Valley in the 80s and a few spots in the 90s in the south. So a warm day in some of our inland locations, but certainly not as hot as it has been. Over the next 7 days on the coast, look at those extra clouds. A return to August, it looks like, as we head through the rest of the week. Much cooler temperatures, onshore flow. I think a welcome return after, I think everyone was kind of tired of the fog for a long time. We were asking for something different, and boy, did we get more than we bargained for. So I guess we'll take it. We'll take that August back as we head through the end of the week. Much cooler temperatures, foggy conditions possible. Inland areas, pretty seasonable forecast. We'll have some low clouds in the valleys in the mornings, but the one thing to note, we will have wind every afternoon. And typically how this works is the sea breeze kicks in initially in the early afternoon hours. This is a dry wind at the start, and then it becomes more humid as the day progresses. But during that small period of time, we can see some fire activity. So we'll be watching the mid-afternoons through the rest of the week, Aaron.